Yeah, great.
In fact, I was taking my little girl to get a haircut, and all her three of her wigs were in this big chest. The girl who does my little girl's hair does Dolly's wigs.
Uh-huh.
Is that right, sir?
Well, that looks pretty terrible, Jimmy.
Well, thank you.
That looks a hell of a lot better. Are we rolling?
My daughter's a big Whitney
President, are
Houston
you
fan.
ready?
Yes, sir.
God bless her.
And so am I.
Thank you.
3, 2, 1, action.
What kind of year has this been for you? A lot of firsts.
Mm-hmm.
First movie, first baby, first marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
I think it is. I think it's very good. You know, everything takes its time. You know, and I took my time with marriage and with the baby and with doing a film. You know, I've been offered films before, and I've turned down many of them. This one was kind of special. You know.
I used to cover the Grammys a lot and still do. And I was covering them. First time for me was the first time you were winning all these, you know, going up there with all this stuff. And you seemed to be a very shy young girl at the time. Were you?
Yes, I still am in certain ways. But I'm older and a lot more confident, you know. But I am a shy person. I am.
That's pretty much like everybody in this business, isn't it? I mean, they're on stage, they're one way. Off stage, they're really a shy person.
Yeah,
People don't understand that.
Most of my colleagues are that way. You know, very shy people, very to themselves, you know. But performance is a different thing, you know. It's a time of release. It's a time of letting it be there, you know. Whatever you've got to give, that's the time to give it, you know.
Is that the happiest time of your life when you're out there in the middle of a stage singing somewhere?
It's one of the joys of my life. It's one of the things I look back on and say, oh, God, I remember that moment. I remember that time. What a nice time that was, you know. I get a lot of pleasure out of singing on stage and the people, the response of the people. I love that. That is a performer's, you know, dream, you know, to stand on stage and to sing and have people enjoy it and take it in and take it home.
It's a strange thing, and I think it affects movie stars and particularly people in your position who are really popular singers. It's an uncomfortable, and I think that's the right word, relationship with fans, because you've got to have them, you want them, you love them, but then it's a little bit scary because they actually want a piece of you.
Sure. You know, you try not to be afraid of your fans, you know. You don't want to be afraid, you know. You don't want to think that someone wants to hurt you, you know. But it is a fact that in this business, you know, when you are a popular person, you know, a high-profile individual, there's a couple of people, you know, who are a little, you know, take it to the extreme, you know. I am not afraid of my fans. I never have been, you know, although that I realize that there are the few that, you know, look at me and say, yeah, I love her, but I hate her, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, it makes you kind of weary.
It's kind of scary, isn't it, really?
Sure,
it's just
it is.
kind of unsettling.
Yes, it can be. It can be.
I know Dolly Parton and several others have had to cancel performances. I mean, was there any similarity in your life in what happened to this lady in any way, as far as how she acts or the pressure that she was under? Is that a little bit of Whitney up there?
Yeah, I think that it's something that you can't avoid, you know. Rachel's, like, you know, there was a time when I identified with Rachel so much. I was threatened, and there was a letter sent to me. And, you know, the guy threatened me and said that he would take me out, you know. I thought about it for a second. I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't go on, you know. But then there's 19,000 people waiting for me, you know. And I'm saying, well, how can I let one person do this to me, take what I love to do and take away what people, you know, come to hear, what they love to see. How can I allow that to happen, you know? So I said, well, listen, if somebody's going to take me out, they're going to take me out, you know, and they're not going to tell me they're going to take me out. They're just going to come up and shoot me or, you know, or whatever, you know. So I went on anyway, you know. Nothing happened, you know, nothing, no signs of anything, but it's a scary situation.
As far as the movie goes, was Kevin good to you since he was an old pro and you were the rookie?
Yes, he was. He was very good to me. He was very kind. He was part of the reason why I decided to do, a major part of the reason why I decided to do The Bodyguard. You know, I was a little hesitant at first. You know, I was a little apprehensive about doing such a major role, my first role, you know. I never expected to have that kind of role, you know. So when I talked to Kevin, I told him my concerns, and he said, "Don't worry." He said, "I will be there with you." And he said, "Believe me, you're going to be a natural at it." He said, "I just know it. I've been watching you, and I know that you're going to be just great in this film." And I was going, "Well, how do you know this?" You know. He said, "Because you're what this film needs. You know, you're." He said, "You're an incredible singer. You know, you haven't done a film. This is going to be your first film. It's a kicker. You know, it's a good opening for you to start with. You know." So he kind of convinced me that this was something that I really should do.
You know, when you were a little girl singing, watching your mama and Dion, she's your aunt?
My cousin.
Your cousin, yeah. And these are such great ladies. You had, if you were going to try to go out and try to equal or surpass what they'd ever done, I'm sure that was kind of frightening in itself. But when did you know, at what point, that you thought you had made it? You kind of self-satisfied to a little bit. Was it the #1 album coming out as #1? That had to be pretty heady stuff.
That was pretty, you know, exciting, pretty definite, I think, about what was happening. But it was after the first album. You know, once the success of the first album came, then the second album kind of, when the first single came off the second album, I kind of said, this is what's going to happen, you know, this is the way it's going to be. And, you know, if I had anything at all to do with that, you know, the hard work and the constant traveling and the touring and the meeting and the greetings and the fans and the da-da-da-da-da-da had a whole lot to do with the impact, I think, of those albums.
Well, you earned it, girl.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right. All righty, thank you.
Thank you so much.